What is the overall highest level message that you have for Cancers? One moment. Submission, the eighth emanation, the force that abides. Hod is what guides us when we surrender ourselves to the flow of fate and let destiny guide our motion. Through her light we see the boundlessness of glory. Waving our hands through the wind, we feel the air pull us upward. It is only by resigning ourselves to the forces around us that we truly experience the nature of those forces. Supporting the pillar of severity, Hod does not press back against the weight of the tree. We're talking about the tree of life here. Instead, she simply lets it pass through her, flowing like water down into the lowest portion of the diagram. Through the two opposing characteristics of Hod and Netzah, relinquishing and resisting, we gain the power to move. Together they form power to carry ourselves through the world with grace and intention. This is very poignant to someone. I know they're listening. And it's interesting because she's been in a relationship with someone for a few years now, and there's been a lot of pressure that, and please forgive me for saying this because I know you're listening, but there's been a lot of pressure with respect to the seriousness of a relationship and the next steps in a relationship, and I know that she's been pushing and pushing and pushing, trying to get this form of next level commitment, and this specifically states that you've got to just let things flow naturally. I always talk about the rubber band effect and the push-pull theory, and it is very clear that the more you push things and not allow them to happen naturally, it either takes longer or does not come to fruition. I'm going to keep coming back to this card because it shows, it speaks of this here. Bottom of the deck, Justice. Evening of the Scales. Seven of Swords, sneaky behavior. Or overconfidence. So look at these three cards. Look at these four cards. I'm going to spend some time with these. With respect to this being overconfidence, justice, faith, hope, healing, and then a screeching halt of quick movement, communication, messages. This month is calling for you, Cancers, to slow down this. Slow down the quick communication. Slow down the... You see how these are very direct. These wands are directed at a certain point in time, in play, in time and space. This is upside down. It's reversed. So slow this down. You can still have faith and hope. You can still be confident in a situation. But this is forceful. You see how he's walking towards her, trying to balance these scales, trying to get clarity. But we have to silence ourselves sometimes and fall within ourselves to hold on to that hope, to hold on to that faith. Okay, I'm going to come back to these. We'll reference them, but let's look here. Center of the deck, Ten of Pentacles reversed. So no, things are not the way that you want them to be yet. They are not the way that you want them to be yet. What this is calling for you to do, this is a call to action, Cancers. Right? And I'm usually not this blunt with these readings, but this is a call to action for you. Reciprocity, equal giving, equal receiving. There are times, based on our past actions, based on our current actions, there are times when it is necessary to stop giving and take charge of our own self, take charge of our own destiny. Now, that can get a little convoluted in our minds when we think about, well, I am trying to take charge. I am trying to get this relationship. I am trying to do this. I believe that I can say something or do something or be a certain way, and then things will come to fruition. But this is saying, no, don't. Don't worry about what they're doing. Don't worry about who they're seeing, who they're spending time with, what they're saying at work, right? This doesn't have to be a love reading, but this is, don't worry about the other people. Don't even concern yourself with the other people. With this Page of Swords reverse, this is saying don't communicate, don't ask questions, don't do you. Okay? The Emperor is someone that is very much in control of their own destiny, not forcing other people to do things. But through, you see how he's sitting in this throne, on his throne, and he is the emperor of his land, of his realm, whatever that is for you. He does that so he can protect what he wants, he or she wants in the future, what he already has. But he cannot protect them. He cannot protect this space unless he is firm in his own groundedness, in his own life, in his own how he spends his time, how he spends his energy, how he takes care of his body and his mind and his soul. All of this comes down to the Emperor. Now, this is the card of Aries. And this is interesting because Aries keywords are I am, me, I am. Okay, what am I doing? They're the babies of the zodiac, the first sign. So you cannot progress through the zodiac unless you have a very firm understanding of who you are and what you're doing. Not what they're doing, what you're doing. It doesn't mean giving and taking and giving and taking until you've got this settled. It means don't give until this is settled. Only after this is set firmly in the ground, in your soul, in your threads, that's when we get the clarity. Part of that clarity is, I'm not where I want to be yet. We are not where we want to be yet. Emphasis on the word yet. This is the goal. There's always a choice. There's always a choice. The other person always has a choice, but you can't force that. You can't control that. If it is to be divinely guided, if it is to be, it will be. But you can't, you've got to get clarity on what you're doing. Part of that is this submitting to the flow of things and getting back to your core self. Now, high level, let's back this up a little bit, Cancers, because yes, you could have a fire sign in your life. Aries, Sagittarius, Leo. Yes, that could be. But regardless, the message is still the same. Even if this is them and we're not talking about you taking on this energy, maybe you're so into them, and this doesn't have to be a love reading. This could be somebody at work. This could be a project. This could be promotion. Okay. If that is regardless of that, the situation of what you're asking about, whether this is you needing to take on this energy or them, these cards are still the same. Don't overgive. Don't be overly generous. And certainly don't concern yourself with what they're doing. Get clear on you. That's when this takes place. Okay. You could be dealing with an earth sign, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Don't have to be, but you could be. But as you can see, all of these pentacles in this entire reading are reversed. This is a very clear message that there is something that is needing stability before things can move forward. Okay? If you hear snoring, that's my pug. She loves to do readings with me. Maddie. Maddie. So there is a lack of stability, emotional stability, financial stability. The focus needs to be on finances. The focus needs to be on becoming grounded in who you are and what you're doing. So you cannot be generous if you don't have the ability to be generous. This doesn't have to be talking about money. It can, but it doesn't. It can be talking about time, energy, communication, availability. So again, either they are not coming to you or you should not be going to them. This, again, no movement forward. This is a card of action. Slow, stable, secure action. Well-founded action. This cannot, these actions aren't well-founded because there needs to be a stoppage of where the focus is. Okay. Then we're going to come to this Three of Wands. Three of Wands, your ships are coming in. Be patient. You've done everything you can do. Now, in context of this reading, you have done everything you can do towards them, towards the situation. You've not done everything that you can do in terms of building your own stability, in terms of getting the clarity that you need, which will come, but it does require you to submit and have faith and believe without forcing the action. This happens anyway. But do you want it to happen for you, or do you want it to happen to you? Let's pull some clarifiers. Queen of Swords was underneath that Eight of Wands. So you could be dealing with an air sign, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, and they are not happy. They're actually being quite vindictive. And if that's the case, all you can do is turn your energy back on yourself. Let's clarify the Lovers. Nope, let's clarify the Emperor first. Please clarify the Emperor for Cancers. Spirit of Universe, please clarify the Emperor. Please clarify the Emperor. You very likely could be dealing with an air sign. They're vindictive. They're being vindictive. So take the higher road and better yourself. Be more firm in yourself. Be more firm in your beliefs. Not necessarily in your beliefs about them or the relationship. In you. Please clarify the Lovers. And leave your comments below, Cancers. I'm really curious if this resonates with you or if I really am just speaking, to a few people. Please leave your comments. Please clarify the Lovers. There's a great deal of potential here. King of Wands. Leo energy, fire energy. So you very likely could be dealing with a fire sign. This is a very controlling, angry individual. So with respect to the Lovers being a head or heart decision, and technically three beings, okay, not in a third party relationship, but there's this outer being that is granting you this opportunity. So you got to be careful not to mess it up. All right? This fire energy here could be one person. This could be speaking about you. This could be speaking about them. So if they are being vindictive, if they are being controlling, you've got to rise above it. You've got to see the whole picture. You've got to react according to the whole picture, not what they did last week, not what they said last week, not because they're being a jerk for the last couple weeks. You've got to see the whole picture. And in the whole picture, in the scheme of things, why would they be happy with you if you're not happy with you? Very curious what this is for you, Cancers. Please leave your comments. Let's clarify this Three of Wands because it's an interesting placement after these reversed pentacles. Please clarify this Three of Wands for Cancers. Please clarify this Three of Wands. Again, another reversed card. Again, there is a requirement for patience. Okay. The decision is going to lie on them, and your actions towards yourself, the energy you're emitting, what you're projecting towards them is going to cause them to make a decision. You can't control that. So the only thing you can control is what you're projecting. Okay? I think this is pretty clear. I feel like I'm repeating myself. Focus on you. High-level outcome, advice, and guidance for Cancers this month. Spirit and Universe, what is the high-level outcome and advice and guidance? 3 cards off of the top of the deck. One more shuffle. Yeah, definitely. Okay. Get out of this analysis paralysis. Get out of this, but this also says that you will. And this isn't something that you have to do in terms of some big, long journey. Okay, you are very capable of this, Cancers. This is requiring you to do some introspection into your actions, some introspection into yourself, your goals, the life you want. Irrespective of what they are doing. This is someone that focuses on the situation. This is someone that focuses on the whole, the big picture. This is telling you not to focus on them, not to focus on the relationship. That comes in time. But because the Six of Swords is reversed, I don't think this is going to be a challenge. I think you're going to be able to do this. This doesn't mean you have to get away. This doesn't mean you have to spend a lot of time alone in isolation, but definitely time away from the relationship. Okay? Spending time with friends, spending time with family, getting busy with work, spending time at the gym, whatever it is that you do fill your time up with to get your mind out of the rabbit hole of what's happening in the relationship. How do they feel? Do that. Make some decisions. You don't want to be on unsure footing with the relationship. Get on another Pentacles reverse. Get on sure footing with yourself, what you're doing, how you're spending your time, your schedule. That will help. That will assist in this. And it's not going to take a lot more effort. This isn't you moving away from anything. This is just you kind of changing how you're using your time, changing how you're using your mindset. Okay, you can do this, Cancers. You can do this. Please leave your comments below. I love you. I'll see you next month. All right, bye.